Sadhana Radhasya Kalyana Mandemuno Sikarana Mahaprabhu Kirtani Gita Madhina Madhyana Surasena Romanchakanta Shitara Mandemuno Sikarana Jivinaya
Gora Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Good morning, Kairava, Jerry, Varesha, Devesha. We are all here today. Hari Hari. Can you read Varesha or you look in a beautiful garden there? I don't know where you're at, but
No, I just left with the dog and I have my contacts in, so the phone is too small.
okay. All right, no problem. What about Devesha?
Hare Krishna.
Devesha?
Yes, of course.
Okay, very nice. Okay, go ahead then. We
Okay.
have, we say Om Namo, this verse, and then the verse, okay?
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 15. Yat anudyasina yuktaha.
Narayana
Karma.
Namaskritya, sorry.
Oh, we are in 15, are we?
Yeah, I know, but this is for verifying.
Oh, yes, sorry. Yes.
Narayana Namaskritya.
Naranayam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotomamam Devim Sarvatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat. In translation, before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of contest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author.
Now, yes. Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Text 15. Yat anudyashina yuktaha karma granthi nibandhanam chindanti kovidastasya kona kuryat kataratim. Translation. With sword in hand, intelligent man could throw the binding knots of reactionary work, karma, by remembering the personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message? Purport. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The contact of the spiritual spark with material elements creates a knot which must be cut if one wants to be liberated from the actions and reactions of fruitive work. Liberation means freedom from the cycle of reactionary work. This liberation automatically follows for one who constantly remembers the transcendental pastimes of the personality of Godhead. This is because of the old activities of the Supreme Lord, his Lila, are transcendental of the modes of material energy. They are all attractive spiritual activities, and therefore constant association with the spiritual activities of the Supreme Lord gradually spiritualizes the conditioned soul and ultimately serves the knot of the material bondage.
Severs means cutting off.
Severs.
Severs. I say the word, Arisha, severs, like a cut off. You know that word? I don't know how to pronounce it either. No, she doesn't.
Severs. Not serves, yeah, severs. Liberation from the material bondage is, therefore, a byproduct of devotional service. Attainment of spiritual knowledge is not sufficient to ensure liberation. Such knowledge must be overcoated with devotional service, so the devotional service alone predominates. Then liberation is made possible. Even the reactionary work of the fruitive workers can lead one to liberation when it's overcoated with devotional service. Karma, overcoated with devotional service, is called karma yoga. Similarly, empirical knowledge overcoated with devotional service is called jnana yoga. But pure bhakti yoga is independent of such karma and jnana because it alone can not only endow one with liberation from conditional life, but also award one the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Therefore, any sensible man who is above the average man, with a poor fund of knowledge, must constantly remember the personality of Godhead by hearing about him, by glorifying him, by remembering him, and by worshipping him always without cessation. That is the perfect way of devotional service. The Goswamis of Vrindavana, who were authorized by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to preach the Bhakti cult, rigidly followed this rule and made immense literatures of transcendental science for our benefit. They have chalked out ways for all classes of men in terms of the different castes and orders of life in pursuance of the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam and similar other authoritative scriptures.
Very nice, thank you. And this, well, as you were reading, remind me of this this video you post about Srila Prabhupada speaking. I will share it now. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I need to open it. You shared it in the group. The Vesha is a short video of Srila Prabhupada, but I think it comes to the point of this verse here, so I'm going to share it. I have to click buttons and there it is. Okay, I got it. Share sound. This is it. Okay, I think this is the one. Give me a second.
For offering prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you do not require any high qualification. It doesn't matter. You can offer your prayer from any standard of life. Not that you have to become a very learned man, very scholarly man, and you have to present your prayers in a very nicely selected words, so that poetry, rhetoric, prosody, everything is there, metaphor, nothing required. Simply you have to express your feelings. So what is that? Real feeling. One must be aware of his position. Then one can express his feeling. Feeling should be very sincere and automatic.
So,
What is
Yes.
prosody? Anyone know?
say it
I
again?
don't know. He said prosody, prosody. Does anyone know what that
Because prosa, it can be, like with, I think it because the Bhagavatam, I when he was speaking, I realized because, Radhika Raman breaks it down, the Bhagavatam so much is, the Bhagavatam has poetry, has prose, like writing prose instead of poetry, like in
Oh, okay, like prose. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
prose, yeah. So in prose and it written in metrics, it's written in poetry, it's written in metaphoric ways. The Bhagavatam is spoken in so complicated. I mean, not complicated, in so beautiful, so elevated way that one may think we need to be at that level to offer prayers to Krishna. But here, the verse and also Prabhupada there says we just need to be feeling, to have feelings, to have been coated with devotion. So the idea here is the devotion part. That's why we are Bhakti yogis, no? We are not Jnani yogis or Karmi yogis, we are Bhakti yogis. And then we can cut the knot, have you seen knots? I mean, I do crochet, and sometimes all the knots, Varesha sews also, and sometimes, all the threads get all entangled. And then
Oh,
you need to
you mean not
knots. Yes, knot. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how to say it
I
differently.
thought you meant the ones that you eat. You mean the ones that you tie. Yeah, got it.
Yes. So
Sorry, go ahead.
it's okay. No. The other word I wanted you to pay attention to was sever, cut off, sever. I don't know how you say that word either. If you want to say it for us.
No, you saying it right. Sever.
Okay. Sever. Okay. So so devotion is the only thing that can cut the knot. I mean, there is nothing else. Everything else can help us, elevate us, and so on and so forth. But immediately that cuts it off. And if you cut the knot, everything can go smooth, And so this is a very, very beautiful verse. And Prabhupada explains in it, we don't need to be learned. We don't need to have, all these special ways of speaking to Krishna. We just need to have feelings. And then we can recognize Krishna as a person. We cannot recognize Krishna as a person if we don't have feelings. We have to have feelings. I'm just talking theoretically because I understand what we need to do, and I'm just sharing. Maybe I get it in my head also. Not that I have that, but it's interesting to, they keep pointing out, happiness, feelings, what we're looking in this world. What are we looking in this world? We're looking for those feelings. We're looking for love. We're looking for relationship. We have it. We can have it with the Supreme, which is so beautiful. He can give us much more than we can give him anytime. We are always unbalanced in that love. In the transcendental love, we're imbalanced because he can always give you tons more than we can give him. I feel like I live now in a flower vase. I'm surrounded by flowers. So I take, flowers from the vase and I give it to Krishna. It's like, what can I give him? He gave me all these flowers around me and I can give him one flower every day. I offer one flower to Krishna. Sometimes I make a bouquet, but it's not going to be like, I can never give him what he gave me, I'm talking about flowers because it's very obvious, but, also air and life and, satisfaction and so on and so forth. We cannot give him any of that. I mean, we can try. For sure, Krishna takes our devotion. Conocen the story, I don't know if it's from our scriptures, but I think I like this story, so I'm going to repeat it. There was a guy who was homeless that was sitting on the side of the road, and he was saying, God, when I got there, I'm going to take all the, how you call things that you get in your hair when you're a child? Piojos in Spanish, I don't know in English.
Lice.
What is it?
Lice.
Lice?
Lice.
Lice, yes.
Lice. Nice.
Yeah, lice. I will take all the lice out of your hair. Don't worry about it, I'm sure I will take care of that. And so one guy who's a preacher came by and said, God doesn't have lice, in the hair, doesn't have, no tiene piojos, no tiene, you cannot offer that to God. It's like ridiculous. You have that because you're on the street, but he doesn't have that. So that night, the preacher had a dream with God and said, don't disturb my devotee. He's offering me the best he knows, So he's offering me that what we don't have, the love, the devotion, the feeling. He was going to give him, the best he had. He didn't have much better than that. So he was offering that. So I don't know. I think we all need to work on our feeling and devotions or whatever we do. There is another video you put in there because you put two, I don't know which one I put, but the other one says the same about, offering the food, He doesn't need the food, he needs just the love and devotion and so on and so forth. So it's a very good reminder of what we're doing here and what we're doing, Any other comments? We can go to the number 16 otherwise. I will share. Any comments? Devesha, you were there?
I'm good. Do I read?
Yes, please.
Okay. Text 16. Shushruho Shradadansya Vasudeva Katarushi Syanmahat Sevaya Vipraha Punya Tirtha Nishevanat. Translation. O twice-born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely free from all vice, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the message of Vasudeva. Purport. The conditioned life of a living being is caused by his revolting against the Lord. There are men called devas, or godly living beings, and there are men called asuras, or demons, who are against the authority of Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, a vivid description of asuras is given in which it is said that the asuras are put into lower and lower states of ignorance life after life, and so sink into the lower animal forms and have no information of the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead. These asuras are gradually rectified to God consciousness by the mercy of the Lord's liberated servitors in different countries according to the supreme will. Such devotees of God are very confidential associates of the Lord, and when they come to save human society from the dangers of the godlessness, they are known as the powerful incarnations of the Lord, as sons of the Lord, as servants of the Lord, or as associates of the Lord. But none of them falsely claim to be God themselves. This is blasphemy declared by the Asuras, and the demonic followers of such Asuras also accept pretenders as God or his incarnation. In the revealed scriptures, there is definite information of the incarnation of God. No one should be accepted as God or an incarnation of God unless he is confirmed by the revealed scriptures. The servants of God are to be respected as God by the devotees who actually want to go back to Godhead. Such servants of God are called Mahatmas or Tritas, and they preach according to the particular time and place. The servants of God urge people to become devotees of the Lord. They never tolerate being called God. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was God himself, according to the indication of the revealed scriptures, but he played the part of a devotee. People who knew him to be God addressed him as God, but he used to block his ears with his hands and chant the name of the Lord Vishnu. He strongly protested against being called God, although undoubtedly he was God himself. The Lord behaved so to warn us against unscrupulous men who take pleasure in being addressed as gods. The servants of God come to propagate God consciousness, and intelligent people should cooperate with them in every respect. By serving the servant of God, one can please God more than by directly serving the Lord. The Lord is more pleased when he sees that his servants are properly respected, because such servants risk everything for the service of the Lord, and so are very dear to the Lord. The Lord declares in the Bhagavad Gita 18:69 that no one is dearer to him than one who risks everything to preach his glory. By serving the servants of the Lord, one gradually gets the quality of such servants, and thus one becomes qualified to hear the glories of God. The eagerness to hear about God is the first qualification of a devotee eligible for entering the kingdom of God.
Hey, Hari. Here it says many important things, but one special thing here is that the asuras gradually rectified to God consciousness by the mercy of the Lord liberated servitus. So, sorry, I wanted to say something here, but basically, the only way we can achieve, even get close to association of the devotees, is by a devotee. You know, if it wasn't for Prabhupada, neither of us will be here. You know, if it wasn't for Prabhupada's servants, we would not be here. You know, if it wasn't for Prabhupada's servant or the servants, we would not be here. You know? So we are 100% dependent of that. Sometimes they talk about causeless mercy, you know, and sometimes we say, okay, we did advance in last life, therefore we now can chant Hare Krishna. If you know, we couldn't chant Hare Krishna. But really also depends of the mercy of the devotees, you know. The devotee's mercy is literally what makes us accessible, even just to remember what was in last life. We couldn't remember on our own. We cannot be Krishna conscious in a cave or in, you know, in isolation in some corner of the planet. We need somebody who's a devotee who can give us access. We are even the Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. We read in 2 sentences and Prabhupada explains, like, you know, many sentences for it to help us understand. And so many other devotees are risking, and, you know, like if we talk about devotees who took sannyasi at early age, or, you know, or traveled to places they could be killed if they, you know, for preaching the glories of Krishna. Devotees were in jail in Russia for being devotees, and, you know, so many risky things, you know, and but Krishna is very pleased with them. So he says in here, if somebody serving Krishna, we need to be respectful and we need to serve them. And he's pleased as much as if you serve him. So we can remember that, you know, sometimes we get mad at somebody not doing the right thing or not doing it properly or whatever, you know, but he says they're very dear to Krishna because they have given up. They have taken so many risks, you know, being sannyasa 19, impossible in the material world. And, you know, and how many gurus, you know, took sannyas at 19, you know, they risk everything for that, you know, they give up education, they give up money, they give up everything to serve Krishna. So anyway, just a good reminder, we need to respect each other and respect especially those who save us. We could not be here without them, you know, we could not be here, you know. Imagine the devotees who put the Veda base together, you know, who took the time to put all the Prabhupada's lectures, all the Prabhupada's, you know, because Veda, we are reading the Bhagavatam, but Veda base has all the lectures of Srila Prabhupada, everything Prabhupada said, and every date, everything, every chapa walk, everything he did, if it's recorded, it's in the Veda base. So this is the great devotees who did that. We need to be respectful. I don't know who are the devotees, but I offer my obeisance to them for the service they have done, so that we can be, and those who translated and edited and, you know, publish it and so on and so forth. We are very indebted to many devotees, and so we can simply be desire of serving devotees in any way we can. You understand that we are part. You know, I have this creeper here. I can show you. Is I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see there behind the window. Is a creeper of passion fruit, and I love it because what happened is from each branch it comes a new branch, yes. But the way they work is that the new branch has a little. I will try to make a video. A little hair-like that curls up to engage with another branch, you know. So it hooks with another branch, and then it hooks with another branch. So that branch sustain themselves by being with other branches. Yes, they're not by themselves. They're always like, if you want to cut because they're growing, overgrowing, so I want to cut some of it, you have to cut like it 4 times before you can cut it off, you know. So I was thinking, you know, the Devotees Association should be like that, you know. We should be hooked with so many things. If something fall off or something is not right, or, you know, even sometimes a guru fall off, or, you know, the president of the temple, something happened, you know, we still hook in some way with devotees around, you know. So I love that the plan is so, I mean, literally it's super connected. It's not going to grow on its own and be making it on its own. It's going to grow and it's going to see, okay, where do I going to link myself so I have very good connected, you know, so that don't fall, you know, because material world is hard and there is a lot of temptation. It's a lot, you know, offenses easy to make, you know, we want to serve, and by serving sometimes we make offenses, and offenses are the worst thing you can do for spiritual life. So we have to be really connected in so many ways to be able to realize that and to and understand we are not alone. Alone we can do it. We are dependent, and we need to be dependent. And we don't have to be dependent on one person. But Prabhupada has given us a big family. Like this creeper is big enough. There is enough branches for any new branch to link to another branch somewhere, in some form, you know. It's very fascinating to me. I really like that. But it's growing like crazy. If I don't do it, it will take over my house. So I need to get this particular creeper is not a devotional creeper, so I need to be careful. But the devotional creeper, that's the idea that we hook each other, you know, we hook and, you know, and we create a network, and we can cover the world with, you know, that's what the sages wanted, and that's what, you know, the Bhagavatam is all about. So anyway, that's what I want to say. Anybody else? No? All right, so we're going to leave it here. Thank you for being here today. I offer respectful obeisances to all devotees, Vaishnavas of the Lord. They are like desired trees, able to fulfill everyone's desires, and are full of compassion for the conditioned soul. Hari Hari Bol. Have a wonderful day. I don't think anybody chants rounds, so I'm going to go walk at the beach and chant my rounds there.
We all chant rounds. What are you talking about?